deep in the warm African savanna, where the golden sun bakes the earth and acacia trees dot the horizon, a mighty lion, the undisputed king of all he surveyed, was taking a nap. His powerful muscles twitched in his sleep, his magnificent mane a halo of gold around his face. But his royal slumber was about to be disturbed. A tiny, adventurous mouse, scurrying about its day, accidentally ran right up the lion's nose. The lion awoke with a thunderous sneeze and a mighty roar that shook the very ground. In a flash, he trapped the trembling little mouse under his enormous paw. The mouse's heart beat like a drum. "Oh, forgive me, great king," it squeaked, its tiny voice barely a whisper. "I didn't mean to wake you. Please, let me go, and I promise, one day I will repay your kindness." The lion stared down at the minuscule creature. Repay him, the king of the jungle. The idea was so absurd, so utterly ridiculous, that the lion's rumbling growl turned into a deep, booming laugh that echoed across the plains. He had never heard anything so funny. The thought of this tiny speck of a creature ever helping him was comical, but the mouse's bravery and the sheer humor of its promise softened the lion's heart. He lifted his massive paw. "All right, little one," he chuckled. "Run along. And don't forget your big promise." The mouse, overjoyed and deeply grateful, scurried away as fast as its little legs could carry it, vanishing into the tall grass. The lion, still smiling to himself, settled back down for his nap, the incident already fading from his mind. He was the king, after all. What could he ever possibly need from a mouse? He soon forgot all about the little creature and its bold declaration. But fate, as it often does, had a surprise in store. A few days later, while prowling through a dense part of the jungle, the lion walked straight into a trap. A heavy roped net, set by hunters, fell from the trees and ensnared him completely. He thrashed and struggled, his immense strength useless against the tightly woven ropes. The more he fought, the more tangled he became. Panic set in. He was trapped. He let out a roar, not of anger this time, but of pure terror and desperation. His roars for help boomed through the jungle, a desperate cry that sent birds flying and other animals scattering in fear. He roared until his throat was raw, but no one dared to come near. The king of the jungle was helpless, defeated by a simple net. His heart sank as he realized his reign might be over. But someone did hear his cries. Far away, the little mouse's ears twitched. It recognized that roar. It wasn't the sound of a mighty king on the hunt. It was the sound of fear. Remembering its promise, the mouse didn't hesitate. It ran, following the desperate sounds, its small heart filled with a fierce determination. It found the great lion tangled and exhausted in the hunter's net, a truly pitiful sight. "Don't worry, Your Majesty," the mouse chirped, its voice full of confidence. "I'm here to help." The lion barely noticed the tiny creature at first. What could it possibly do? But the mouse wasted no time. It scurried up the ropes and began to gnaw. With its sharp little teeth, it chewed and chewed, one rope at a time. The work was hard, and the ropes were thick, but the mouse didn't stop. It worked tirelessly, driven by gratitude and the promise it had made. Slowly but surely, one strand after another snapped. The lion watched in stunned silence as the tiny mouse worked with incredible focus. Soon, a rope broke, then another and another. A hole began to form in the net. With a final, mighty chew, the last main rope gave way, and the net fell apart. The lion struggled to his feet, shaking himself free. He was free! He looked down at the little mouse, who was panting from the effort but looking up at him with pride. The great lion, the king of the jungle, was speechless. He had been saved, not by an elephant or a rhino, but by the smallest of creatures he had once laughed at. He lowered his huge head to the mouse's level. "Thank you," he said, his voice now soft and full of respect. "You were right. You did repay me. I will never again underestimate the power of a small friend." From that day on, the lion and the mouse were the unlikeliest of allies, and the entire jungle learned a valuable lesson that kindness is never wasted, and that even the smallest act of mercy can be returned in the biggest of ways. Thanks for watching our story today. If you enjoyed it, Please hit that like button and subscribe for more tailies from around the world. We'd love to have you join our community. See you next time!